Powered by Channel 13 News, the station committed to weather 24/7.
It is the leading cause of death from infection, and the CDC says it kills 250,000 Americans every year. Yet many people have never heard of sepsis.
Tonight, our Janae Town introduces us to the people trying to spread the word.
Come on. Medic's over here.
Life has pretty much returned to normal for Dan Twellmeyer after a life-threatening start to the new year. The husband and father thought he was ringing in 2018 with the flu.
My symptoms started getting worse. I felt I was getting a fever and I had a really bad headache.
When those aches and pains turned into trouble breathing, his wife rushed him to the ER.
I feel like I'm gonna die, and I felt almost like that.
He's almost acting a little delirious, like he was just a little bit out of it.
Turns out it wasn't the flu, it was sepsis.
I had no idea really what that was.
Sepsis is your body's inflammatory response to an infection.
Any infection. In Dan's case, he got it from the norovirus.
I've taken care of hundreds of patients with sepsis, and unfortunately, it's still a very deadly disease.
Sepsis could be the most common and deadly disease you've never heard of. According to the Sepsis Alliance, more than 1.7 million people in the U.S. are diagnosed with it every year.
For every hour that you delay starting antibiotics in someone who has sepsis, you increase the mortality rate by 8% for every hour.
Doctors pumped Dan with fluids and antibiotics. And after a few days in the hospital, he was back home.
I just can't imagine if we had waited. It's hard to imagine. And if we had thought, let's just wait overnight and see how you're doing. I'm not sure he would have made it through the night.
If it's caught early enough, that can prevent a lot of those horrible things from happening to people.
Phyllis Bailey's dad wasn't as lucky. Her father, Delbert Weatherly, died from septic shock last August while being treated for kidney disease.
I've never heard of it.
Blindsided by her father's death, she put up a billboard in Des Moines to raise awareness about sepsis. It stayed up for 3 months on Northeast 14th and Euclid.
It was very emotional for me, It really was. It was hard, and it said on there, victim of sepsis.
Now both Phyllis and Dan are on a mission. One fueled by survival.
50% of Americans don't know what sepsis is. And when it can be so deadly and so common.
The other by loss.
Definitely honor my father, but I think honoring him would be to prevent this, tragedy from happening to others.
To tell others about a disease neither knew about, but has forever impacted their lives.
God saved me again, and that going through my 9 lives pretty quickly.
In Des Moines, Janae Town, Channel 13 News.
The Sepsis Alliance shared these ways to recognize the symptoms. They include shivering, extreme pain, pale or discolored skin, feeling sleepy or confused, saying things like, I feel like I might die, and shortness of breath. Just goes to prove it. You don't know what you don't know.
Very true. Thanks to them for getting the word out.
Yeah, definitely want to make sure you get checked out as quick as you can when you have stuff like that. Don't try and tough